go into Skywalker and the whole
Third trilogy.
yeah, whatever. Okay. Can't wait for it to be over. Anyway, a lot of bad mouthing by Kathleen Kennedy as far as the Star Wars fans, but we're gonna get to that. So the first 15 minutes, let's catch up with some movies. Okay. So we reviewed over 10 movies. That's on a YouTube special, and I got a couple of links there. On the past previous shows, I did mention a lot of links. Kesson Networks, I put a link for that. Background Inc., I put a link for that. Put a link for Overload DVD, who's been really trashing Star Wars really big time. I put a link for that. So every show, I'm going to put certain links, in reference to the material. Also, Pinterest, SoundCloud, and Instagram. All the links are up there. Just go to YouTube. You see the description of the show, and you see all the links. Okay, just to let you know. So last time we were talking about Golden Globes, and sure enough, guess what happened? That's right. They got the most nominations, Best Picture, and everything. Here's a movie that we didn't see until, well, for me, on Friday, because people say, hey, not only Irishman, but Marriage Story. What's up with that? Yes. MCU, Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson meets Star Wars, Kylo Ren or Sidious, whatever the hell you want to call them, Adam Driver. These two guys can act, okay? Basically, it's a story of a divorced couple. So you go through their journey. It's a remake of Kramer versus Kramer. Back in the 70s, I believe, with Dustin Hoffman and Meryl Streep.
Right.
Remember that movie?
Yes, and from what I heard, I used to hear that they couldn't stand each other. Meryl Streep didn't have a problem with Dustin Hoffman, but it seemed like Dustin Hoffman had a problem with her. I think at the time he was method acting, so he really got into his character.
But that was definitely Dustin Hoffman. He drove everybody nuts at that particular time. And
it was method acting.
Method acting, yeah, which drives a lot of people nuts.
Yeah.
Meryl Streep likes to go in, learns the lines,
and then go and get gold.
But yeah, she's not into 520 takes, and I can't blame her. Because I was on a couple of productions, and the actor, I'd like to do that again, and everybody going, oh, Dios mío, why? Even the director said, cut. And said, no, I could do that better. And the producers will let him be, and what could be a 10-hour, 12-hour situation in a set for one day, which is normal, okay? It's not a 9-to-5 job, folks. If you want to get into acting, kiss 9 to 5 goodbye, okay? This is for hardcore acting, okay? You want to go be an actor, be prepared to go in there for 10 to 12 hours.
Otherwise, you do your own YouTube stuff, your own YouTube streaming.
Yeah.
You better probably have a better chance doing that.
Well, I mean, it's up to you. I mean, we'll get in. We're going to be talking about that because next year I'll definitely be joining the Actors Union. But anyway, going back to Marriage Story, they both can hold their own as far as acting. A lot of people talk about Scarlett Johansson when she first started, upcoming actress. Then she got a little bit lazy with Black Widow. She did a couple comedies, kind of lame. Knocked my socks off. I couldn't believe it. She held her own. It said, I don't drive it. That's supposedly a fight scene. It's not really fight. It's a verbal fighting communication scene. You don't do this, but you didn't do this. They held their own. I predict that that's going to win for Best Picture, but Irishman is going to take for the Pesci, Pacino,
No De Niro.
No, he didn't get nominated, but that's okay. And Scorsese is going to get for the Best Director. So it's going to be a split between those two pictures. Real quick, I don't want to get into it too much. But anyway, I made a list here, and I called a couple of things. And the only reason, this is humble bragging, but not bragging, which means that I did call some of the shots, and only because, and we said this before, there's not much out there to begin with. This is the cream of the crop. I agree with him that Irishman is not really the best picture of all time. There's no Casino, no Goodfellas. He's 100% right. Marriage Story is a remake of Kramer versus Kramer, but it does hold its own. A lot of dialogue, though. If any actor wants to learn about dialogue, boom, that's the picture. Again, there's not much out there. I mean, they nominated Joker for Best Picture. What the hell does that tell you?
Yeah, because Joker seemed more like a mismatch of other movies, of other Martin Scorsese films.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so, but I mean, this is the cream of the crop. This is the best. Imagine what the Oscars going to pull out. But anyway, so there's not much out there to choose from. So for me to call the shots, it wasn't much of a stretch. Okay, I did call Irishman, right? I did say Christian Bale believe it or not.
Oh, I don't.
Ford and Ferrari, he got
He
it.
is so overrated.
He got it, okay. Joaquin Phoenix, which is predictable. Let's go down the line. Director Scorsese, okay. Oscars only has one set of rules. Golden Globes, they have drama and they have comedy. I call the comedy Eddie Murphy for Best Actor, and comedy Dolomite. Got nominated. I call that. Taron Egerton for Elton John. The movie sucked. I agree. I'm a big Elton fan. It wasn't good, but he nailed it. He got nominated. Okay.
Good for him.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as other things, the biggest surprise: Brad Pitt and Tom Hanks got nominated for supporting actor, which made no sense. Tom Hanks carried the picture of Mr. Rogers, so they screwed that up. Brad Pitt, I don't know, why. Okay, he was good. I thought Leo was better. Wish he did get better nominated for actor. Actress, those are only one. Renee Zellweger. Zellweger? Is that right?
Renee Zellweger.
Thank you. She played Judy Garland. I saw the first hour. I turned it off. Sorry, some people, she looked just like Judy Garland. No, it was Renee Zellweger sucking on lemons as always. Sorry, she did not look like Judy Garland. Sorry. And J-Lo got supporting actress. That does not look good from when it comes to Oscars. We get supported. You get like a supporting nomination because everybody was pushing J-Lo for Best Actress. She got dumped for Best Supporting Actress. Not good. Doesn't look good. But hopefully she might get it. Okay. So anyway, that's the Golden Globes. And this is what you're going to get for the Oscars, which means the Oscars is going to be one of the lowest rating of all time. We're getting this out of the way.
No one really cares too much
Not
about
anymore.
the Oscars.
No, not anymore.
I told you. Where was it? Who predicted it? I think I predicted it when I said that. I think when I saw once I was in Union Square Park and I saw that this actress was promoting, what do you call that? Coffee. Keurig's or whatever the coffee was. It was
for the coffee machine.
Coffee machines, yeah. And I was laughing because I was like, wow, this is going to be 3 outdated things that I'm seeing all at once. Celebrities, as far as movies and television, that's going away because I think, I'm sorry to say, streaming is going to take over. YouTube's taking over. So people like J. Paul, it's sad to say, PewDiePie are becoming bigger celebrities and having more of a following because they seem more accessible than celebrities.
Right.
And since celebrities sometimes seem like they don't want to be with the public, they want to turn their back on the public. People like Bruce Willis, they don't like their public. A lot of celebrities like this who turn their backs on the public, eventually, I said to you a long time ago, maybe 5 years ago, I said, they're turning their backs on their public, and eventually the public's going to get it, and they're going to turn their backs on them. Same thing with coffee. Not many young people drink that much coffee anymore. They go right into the Monster Energy drinks. And I remember I said that to you, too. And this whole thing about Christmas, I said, yeah, it's going to go away because it sort of taps into a bad sense of consumerism, and that has to change. And with the younger people, it's changing because it's not all about consuming, because most of these stores are shutting down, and now you have to either order it online or, I don't know, make it yourself. Well, go on Etsy or go on Amazon, and because Etsy, there's stores where people make their own stuff, and you can order for them. Like we were speaking about Baby Yoda. That you can go on Etsy and have someone make you a Baby Yoda.
Really?
Yep. Etsy is a shop where people make their own items. You can get anything from replicas of Star Wars outfits to replicas of what do you call Blade Runner, anything you want.
Yeah, but there's a big, strong copyright out for Baby Yoda. I mean, Disney is really clamped down on that one.
Yeah, of course.
As a matter of fact, they had a shipment of bootlegging from China, and they stopped that.
Yep.
I mean, that, and also Disney doesn't want to admit that he kind of screwed up. There's a bunch of videos on it. Just
they couldn't let the cat out of the bag, but they should have done it ahead of time.
Right.
They could have done it ahead of time.
All they had to do was make these little things.
Not show it.
Shove it in a warehouse.
Yes.
Put up a warehouse.
Yes.
Okay. And then do the show. And then as soon as
the show comes out, right? Boom.
Or they could have done, well, we only get a limited edition. Push it out, and the over anxious. Remember what was those Beanie Babies?
Right.
Remember everybody was rushing at the last minute.
Yes.
And all of a sudden,
Cabbage Patch, all these things.
And all of a sudden,
Furbies.
Right, exactly. Next thing you know, a $20 thing be on the internet for about $1,000.
Right.
You know, rebits and stuff like that.
Right.
But over here, they stopped it. T-shirts are really doing good. Those are available, but the little plush dolls are not available.
Yeah, T-shirts are easy to make, fast.
There was another video about Hasbro wanting to cancel their
license
with Star Wars because even the previews they're not selling. Okay, so I mean the whole Disney and Christmas thing, woo, what a mess. Yeah. But let's move on. We're going to come back to it in a second because I got a couple more reviews to fit in. We are a movie show, right? Because he just mentioned social media.
Yeah, because I think we're more about everything, not just movies. We're all about pop culture.
Well, everything's connecting now.
Yes,
everything is.
We got to connect everything. We can't just think about the movies because the way the movies are nowadays aren't going to be what they are in the future. It'll probably be all about these movies are made for streaming service, and the theaters are going to go away, right?
Well, we're not going to have any more of those football stadium seating kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You know, you got like 10 theaters, right, at the shopping mall.
Right, and that's going away.
Yeah, half of them are empty, you know?
Yeah, and Manhattan,
that's rental space.
Manhattan, the rental space is going up 3 times the price since we're in Manhattan. They're going up 3 times the price. How long is it until they start shutting down? Where we are, I think where we are about the South Street Seaport, there was a McDonald's recently shut down because they wanted the landlord wanted 3 times the amount. So McDonald's had to say, okay, goodbye. McDonald's can close down, the fast food industry can close down, and banks. So eventually, who's going to rent these spaces?
Right.
Well, a bank or a fast food franchise, which are the 2 biggest growing industries in the city, shuts down because the banks don't really need to have a physical presence as much.
No.
Not as much because you could take a picture of your check and boom. And you can pick
ultimate computers right here.
Yeah, and you can pick up the money from an ATM, deposit money in an ATM.
What was that James Cameron said, do you believe about the whole Skynet and stuff, that it can come true? I said, look at your gizmo. That's the answer right there. The future is here. Everything is done.
It's just going to replace us.
Yeah, eventually.
You know, I always tell other people too, besides Frank, I said, it's not that the machines are going to come by and kill us. It's just that one day, you know, like 9 of those Terminators, just one day they're our replacement. You know, we get to a level and our whole existence may have been to the point of seeing how far we can go, you know, in the social experiment. And I think we've reached the pinnacle where we've created a device that can replace us. Therefore, us as human beings will say, then that's it. We don't need to exist anymore. And that's going to be the end of the social experiment. It's not with the machines when we create a monster or a robot that's going to kill us. It's just going to be like, oh, now I don't need to have a child because now I have a robot that can take care of me. That's what they do in Japan, folks. Japan, China. In China, they said that they have very limited dentists. So now they have machines that can do root canals. They put the machine on you, and it performs the root canal and your dentistry because they don't have that many doctors or dentists, and they're fleeing. So eventually, this is going to be the whole new outcome. I hate to say.
So let's backtrack on one thing because you just mentioned before about social media.
Okay, social media.
We started mentioning that just before the show.
Right.
He was talking about a lot of these stars, the smart ones.
Oof, yeah. Who jumped on in the beginning.
So here's my movie review for Jumangi, because The Rock is one of the top
social he's on one of those top social media. He's smart to do it because he has a tremendous amount of followers. And I was saying to Frank how this is helping him nab more movies because then they say, wow, his profile is so heavy. And that's why all celebrities have to jump on it. Comedians have to jump on it because if comedians don't jump on, the Netflix will say, well, we won't give you a special because this comedian has more a social media presence. More people want to see him, and more people know about him than know about you. Same thing with The Rock. The Rock is killing it because everybody, he makes himself seem attainable, even though he's not. Right. But that social media presence makes you feel as though, like, oh my goodness, I really have a connection with the Rock, but you don't. Dwayne Johnson,
right?
He probably wouldn't. He'll probably smile and wave at you at a premiere, but that's about all you're gonna get. But
Right, but he keeps these little little mini vids, and you feel close to him. I mean, let's fit it. I mean, it's just another variation. All these old accents and stuff like that. You know, oh, he's such a nice guy, and then you meet him in the club. Get away from me! I don't want to do no autographs. You know,
like a Bruce Willis or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah,
I forget. There's a ton of celebrities that hate their what do you call it? Their fans, and their eventually fans says, "Oh, you hate me? I hate you too," and then they start trashing them, and all of a sudden this person used to be a top star falls from grace, and he wonders, I wonder why that happened.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, they get caught in like in a bubble.
Yes.
You know, they're looking out, they don't see how the people are looking in.
Right. They think that their height of glory, like I keep hating to say Bruce Willis, but there's other celebrities out there too who have the same ideology, because since streaming, celebrities and YouTube celebrities become more accessible, it becomes sort of like country music as opposed to rock and roll music. Rock stars aren't that approachable, but country music stars are. So then there's more people making money out of country music.
Right, that's another good example.
It's amazing.
Okay,
Yes,
review of Jumanji, okay?
Okay.
I didn't like the first one. Well, the same thing happened with Maleficent, with little Jolie there. And it turns out that Magnificent number 2 was better than the first one. Well, I was surprised with Jumanji number 2 over here. It had a lot of good heart. I was really surprised. Well, 2 actors show up at the very beginning of the movie. They're old school. And when the guys go into the Jumanji mode and the game mode, 2 of the characters, well, what should I say? Okay, Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart, they play these 2 old guys at the beginning of the movie. The 2 old guys that meet up, they hate each other. Well, you know, we don't like each other, but you know, we grew up together, we work together, but at the end, we hate each other. There's a twist. Why? Anyway, so these 2 guys, Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson, they played them. They played
Danny DeVito.
You spoiled the.
No, it's right there. It's in the previews.
It is in the trailer.
Yeah, in the trailer, previews. Danny DeVito
and
I forgot
Danny Glover.
Danny Glover.
Okay. They impersonated my voice and everything. I thought it was excellent. My problem was, after a while, they changed avatars in the middle of the movie. I don't know who was who. But there's a great chase scene with the ostrich at the beginning. It's in the trailer. And there's a great, exciting bridge scene. Reminds me of Indiana Jones. Take over.
Yes, get some water if you need some. If you haven't had. Yeah. So, from what I haven't seen the movie as of yet, because I usually like to check it on a theater. But heck, if they said that I would have to pay $9 to watch it on a streaming service on opening day, I would be all in for it. But right now they're afraid to do that because they're afraid that if you're going to pay $9 on opening day, but they can do it. They can do it in the morning. Because if they do it in the morning, how many people are going to wake up at like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning to see an opening day movie? They're just afraid that a bunch of people are going to get together in somebody's house and watch it for $9, so they don't want to do that. But imagine how much money they would save. How many people would, pay to rent it to see it on streaming service for $9? I would definitely do it.
Okay, but I definitely. Sorry, folks. As you notice, I've been recovering from a cold. I don't know how I'm going to pull this out, but bear with me.
Yes.
Jumanji 3 out of 5. There's a scene with baboons on different bridges. The bridges are going like back and forth. They have to jump from the bridges to get to the other side. Excellent sequence. I really like this movie. I was really surprised. I definitely recommend it. Jedi is not going to bounce this movie. This one is still going to stay in the top 5. Cats, I don't know what's going to happen to that.
It might do well because there are people out there who like Taylor Swift, so it might do well. I'm not saying it's going to be a blockbuster.
She would have shown for the movie. It's not helping.
I can never tell with these films because a film, for example, The Hangover, when it first came out, I didn't think it was funny, even though there was a lot of people there laughing hysterically because it was the right movie at the right time. Same thing with Cats. You never know what's going to happen. Joker, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great. And look what happened.
A billion. I can't figure that one out. That's not bad movies out there.
Yeah.
Crap any kind of crap can make it out there.
Yep.
Okay. So you're right. One more thing about you were saying about social media. A couple other people are doing social media, like J-Lo. What's her name from? What's her name? She popped up out of nowhere, and she got like 1.5 million followers on Instagram. What's her name?
Is she a singer?
No, Jennifer. Brad's girl. Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, Jennifer Aniston? Isn't that the lady from Friends?
Yeah, her. Remember?
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
Okay.
A couple weeks ago, she went on Instagram, and all of a sudden, boom! She had what? A couple million hits out of nowhere.
Right, I guess so.
Yeah. So that's the power of social media.
Yeah, you have to do it, folks. If you're a celebrity, it used to be if you were a celebrity, you had to go to the celebrity route, do all these talk shows. But a lot of these talk shows have gone away. It used to be like talk shows, Saturday Night Live, but a lot of these venues have gone away, and a lot of people don't have that time. But now people expect you to be on social media, expect you to do something in order to continue to keep your profile up.
Also, the whole industry standard, they don't understand. Rock can go at any time of the day, 24/7, and said, "Hey, I'm on the way to a premiere, or I'm on the way to a benefit for something that's going to benefit the homeless or the kids or whatever."
Yeah.
And at the same time, promoting Jumangi, right? The old school was Monday night. Don't forget to see Jimmy Fallon's guests,
The Rock. Yeah, Dwayne Johnson.
Monday, Channel 4,
Yeah.
11:30,
Yeah,
stuck in the corner over here.
Yeah, if you don't see it, you won't see him.
Right. Or the next day, Good Morning America, Tuesday, like the Star Wars guys are doing it, 9 o'clock at night, in the morning and stuff like that. Social media said, hey, Sunday, 3 o'clock in the morning, here I am with a little mini interview. Hi, guys. Social media gives you a 24/7 platform.
Yes.
And it's killing the old standard platform of 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, or being a guest on a late night show, or a guest in the morning show, or anything like that. And that's kind of killing the medium.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve Colbert is like #1 in the ratings, but old school ratings used to be 10 million. New school is like 2 million or 3 million.
You'd be lucky.
Yeah, that's Stephen Colbert, and then of course you got Jimmy Kimmel holds on for 2 million, and Fallon's holding on to 1 million.
Yeah.
And people say, well, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Old school used to be 10 million.
Yeah, because you had no other place to go. Look at the World Series. The World Series now, I think, don't they say they top off at 2 million? And if 2 million people watch the World Series on television, they consider it a huge success.
Right.
2 million.
But of course, nobody remembers that an old show called MASH. Was it the 477? It was a show about a movable hospital and the North Korean War back in the 50s, starring Alan Alda. Well, as a matter of fact, the last final season episode was over 100 million people watching on television.
Yep.
You're lucky that anybody passes 10 million for a single event episode on television.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's how the medium has changed, because people, the new medium of the audience, people love to binge.
Right. Binging feels great. It feels great to
One
binge.
shot. I don't
Yes.
have to wait till
And
Friday to miss the last
and
final
another
episode.
problem with you want a tissue, go over there.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you want to see, what do you call that? These spectacular shows, you can see them right away. You don't have to wait. Streaming has more of an edge to it than regular television, because regular television, they don't want you to curse, they don't want you to get too edgy, they don't want you to scare anybody. It's so sanitized nowadays. It's not like you're going to see the, what do you call that, All in the Family type shows on regular television anymore.
Right.
Those days are done. Or Taxi, which was one of the funniest TV shows in history. But they wanted to believe that, oh no, the funniest show on television was, I don't know, Friends or Cheers. And they were nothing, folks. They were really mild compared to Taxi. Taxi was incredible. It was a show at the time where they tackled drug abuse, mental illness.
Yeah.
Made fun of people with dialects of countries that don't even exist. That was Andy Kaufman. And they had this guy, Jim Ignatowski, who was I guess a burnout, and they said, "Oh, you're burnout. What can you be qualified to do?" I know, a taxi driver.
Right.
And they used to make fun of themselves, like they consider themselves the lowest common denominator.
Well, that's what Danny DeVito got his
Danny
fame.
DeVito, yeah.
I mentioned Alan Alda. He was in Marriage Story. Of course, well, he plays another scumbag lawyer, okay, along with Ray Liotta, which I had an honor to meet, and that cop show with J-Lo. I forgot the name of that. And he also plays a good scumbag lawyer. It's pretty funny in that respect.
Sometimes they say acting comes from somewhere.
Yeah, well, you never know. Okay, what we got left? 2 minutes left? Okay, final predictions. Now, you said Skywalker is going to be good because it's going to be fan service and
Yes,
stuff like
I
that?
thought, we were speaking before.
I can't wait
like
to
he was saying,
over.
he was saying that he thought, Frankie Simon was saying that he thought that Star Wars is going to be bad. I thought that they're going to be able to succeed because they're going to do the thing about fan service.
The thing is, we don't
Fan
know.
service, fan service. Look at.
But we don't know what the final cut is. That's the whole thing.
I hate to say they know how to dig into fan service, so they're going to go back into the world, dig into fan service, sort of like what they did with Endgame.
Yeah, but there's
Endgame
too
had
many rewrites.
Endgame
That's
was.
the problem.
What are you talking about? You don't think Endgame had a lot of rewrites? Endgame,
Not that many. compared to
Endgame,
this
I
one.
hate to say, was kind of atrocious. I didn't like it. We're going
Right.
to get a lot of hate from that, but it was pure fan service.
Yeah,
Pure
sure,
fan
okay, no
service.
problem. But the thing
So
is,
that's all you have to do.
for me,
Go to fan service and boom.
well, I don't know. I couldn't care less about the fan service because most of it, they screwed up the canon like the way they screwed up the canon for Star Trek.
Of course.
Okay, Palpatine was not supposed to be in it. JJ confirmed that. Colin Trevorrow, who was supposed to write the third part, which he did, and he got fired. What do we call it? Also, Palpatine shows up at the end. He was not supposed to be the ending of the story. George Lucas wrote a surprise Skywalker that comes out of nowhere. Boom, trashed him. They cut that out. Anakin Skywalker shows up. Kristen Heston shows up.
Yeah.
Boom, they cut that out. So what kind of
And I heard Han Solo was going to show up too.
So a rumor, yeah.
A rumor
But you know what they're
that he
doing?
showed up.
They're gonna pull everything out of the rug.
That's
and-
fan service.
But
That's what I'm telling you. It's going to work. Oh, we got 10 seconds.
see you in 2 weeks, folks. Sorry for the cold. Thanks for putting up. Thanks for watching.
All right, 2 weeks.
I'll be on. This will be on YouTube
Adios.
on the weekend. Thank you.
That's it.
That's it. Oh God.
Do we do anything else for our YouTube fans, or do we just wrap it up?
Wrap it up. I
All right.
I'm gonna do
Adios,
my
fans. Goodbye. You see here?
Get our boy back in here. So. You know, I showed the King Kong, and we didn't get a chance to say Renee Auberjonois.